Um, we're about to go live. So you
Yeah,
ready?
got it. Got it.
Okay, dokie. I guess I can start now. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
quickly. My coffee's getting cold.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the flip side with Jay and Noel. What's going on today? 8:05 p.m. on the 24th of May, Wednesday, here in the US of A. While Noel is
Yeah.
having his breakfast at 8:06 a.m. in the Philippines, the 25th of May on Thursday morning.
Pandesal po, mga kapatid. Homemade,
Magandang
homemade.
umaga. I saw Christine actually cooking, baking that. She posted.
Mm.
By the way, you posted that on Facebook, I think,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no end result. All you showed in that video was just the mixing.
Oh, right.
Yes, I was a little annoyed. I'm like, what the heck? What does it look like? What's the outcome?
Sorry. I got busy. I'm editing something else. So that was
Okay.
just one of those, how you doing? What's happening? Oh, I'm baking. Oh, let me take a picture. Okay, I'm gone. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. And then I
Right.
never came back.
There you go. Can you turn a light on, dude? You look like you're in a funeral home. What the
That's the
hell?
point.
Come on. Oh,
All
hello,
right, all right, all
baby.
right.
All right. Well, so today is another day, another dollar. We are, unfortunately, there's no, or it's another day, another peso.
I
Anywho,
like that. Mm.
dollars is better though. But now I was just, today we're going to be
More.
talking about quite a number of things, or hopefully get through everything. There's want to talk about movies.
Wow, is this how comfortable we are now with
Well, I am sorry, man. It's just it's right there. How can I
yeah,
not?
yeah.
You know?
I know. So that's my thing. Trying to find my spot here.
Right, right, right. So hopefully we can get around into talking about all this stuff. I want to talk about movies, TV shows, um, film actors, both here in the America and in the Philippines. But there's a couple of bonuses I wanted to talk about. You got bonus A, B, or C. It's your choice to start with, bro.
All of the
Really?
above.
With the chair? What's going on, man?
All of the above. That was the chair of the dog, and he's not here right now, and it's like an eyesore. So I just switched it to another chair,
Nice, nice.
another office chair. By the way, just a little useless information.
Yeah.
So we got one of these office chairs, right? And then my dad like, can I try sitting on that? He tried it and it was like, oh, I want to get one of those for the dining table. So there's literally an office chair in the dining table that my dad uses right now.
What?
Just because it's comfortable for him.
Just to roll around in?
Yeah.
My
So
God.
so that plastic chair is inside the office, and then
Right.
the office chair is outside on the dining table right now. So that's
That's
kind of
hilarious.
give you sort of an idea of the aesthetic of the house, the way the way things work around here. You know,
Your interior
us
designer has got to be expensive.
that's the point. It's my dad and myself. So
Nice, nice.
you know that's how casual we are around here. Sorry, I missed out on what you were saying. Last thing I was saying was all of the above.
Yeah, well, pick one to start with. I got a couple of things that I wanted to complain about.
How I can't. Hard
This
to.
is Jason's corner because there's always something I can complain about.
Can you give me a clue on what A, B, or C
No,
are?
A, B, or C. Pick one
B,
to
B,
start with. B. All
B.
right.
Mm.
So I'm complaining about.
Like
This
I
is
feel like
funny
a
that you chose
all of a
B.
sudden I feel like a spare host. It's like I just need you to like just randomly choose something for fun. Like
Correct.
my opinions don't even matter anymore. It's
Well,
just
you
that
can give your opinion after I tell the story.
Yeah, but I want to know what A, and C
No,
are.
then so you chose B, right? And it's funny you chose B because earlier you told me about running out of water, right? So about a week or so ago, my wife was about to do the dishes and she calls me at work all frantic and like annoyed. Like they cut our water off. I'm like, what? How can they cut our water off? So it turns out I forgot to pay the bill.
Like running water at home, they do that.
Yeah, if you forget to pay the bill or you're not paying your bill, I
Okay.
just forgot to pay it,
Okay.
. And it was so annoying because
Do we
if
pay?
they cut it off early in the morning and then you don't know when you're gonna get it back. They'll say you'll get it back in an hour or two. 6 hours later, you still don't have water. And it's a
I
pain in the
woke up.
ass.
So I woke up this morning. Was excited to wash the dishes.
Oh, yeah,
Really,
okay.
I like jumped out of bed, excited to wash the dishes. You know, it's better than working out. Um, Turned the faucet on, no water. Did we pay the? Did we not pay the bill? Bills, bills paid, right? Yeah. So there's no reason for us to get the water cut off. It just happens every now and then. Usually it's the water pressure that's all screwed up. There's not enough. You know how it's so weak that the water heater can't even identify that there's water passing through,
Isn't
or
it like that though? It's under it. There's always been that ongoing water issue.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is your area not affected that much or what?
and the irony of the whole situation is that we have like uh literally like a building. It's called a booster pump station where they have like water from Cavite or some mountain somewhere where they bring the water here, and then this
Right,
booster pump sort of pushes it out of the greater Las Piñas Metro Manila area.
right.
And we're a house like couple of houses right down it, right beside it, and
Mm.
water pressure is really weak sometimes. And then
Ah,
sometimes it's so strong that it feels like the pipes are going to burst.
but
So
that's a good thing.
it's
Oh, well,
like
because most of the pipes in the Philippines are made out of like what's that? Plastic? Is it? It's not plastic. What do you call that?
PVC pipes.
PVC pipes. You know what I mean? So they
Yeah,
don't really last long.
maybe now. Yeah, it depends on which part of the house we're talking about. But generally,
Right.
um, the thing that I'm complaining about is so basically the water. You never know when the water's pressure is going to go up or down, and or sometimes it just gets cut off. So today, this morning, I decided to have because I was like, we're gonna have a podcast with Jason. Gonna be in front of the world. I can't do this without washing my face. I literally haven't even brushed my teeth a while ago.
All right. Now that's
So
just gross, bro.
2 minutes before we decide to go live, I was like, I went to the water dispenser where I got
Right.
my water for my coffee
Right.
and got myself one of the tabos in the toilet
Right.
and got the job done with mineral
Oh.
with mineral. What do you mean with mineral water?
Oh, I see. I thought you were
What
like
were you
went through the back of the tank.
back of the tank?
I mean, the toilet tank.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. No, but I think I flushed the toilet, so it hasn't replenished
Right.
itself yet, so there wouldn't be anything
Right.
at the back of the tank. But yeah, if you didn't have any water, you can grab, yeah, you can open the back of the tank. But yeah, no, we have
But that's
a
not
lot of,
clean water anyway at the back of the tank. So it's the same thing.
yeah.
Right.
So point of the story is I washed and brushed my teeth with mineral water this morning.
Right.
And
Anyway.
sometimes I joke about that because we know when the water comes in here, oh, paliligo namin yan. We're going to we're going to shower with that.
Oh. Well,
What do you mean? Ew, that's mineral water.
yeah, well, it's mineral water is like kind of sticky to you. I mean, it's like the way it feels. Oh no, that's spring water I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's spring water. Spring water has that. It doesn't feel like it's flowing through your body. It feels like there's trickling water.
Mm,
I guess
yeah, I know
because of
what
the
you mean.
fizz or something. I don't know why, but
How about have you ever taken a shower or a bath using a pozo, that hand pump
yeah. When we
well?
went to I went to the province last time I was there,
Mm,
in La Union, somewhere in La Union.
mm, mm,
It
mm,
was literally right by the beach, not by the
mm.
beach, by this little river, I guess.
Even worse. Yeah, it feels different, right?
Yeah. It feels really
Yeah.
gross. It feels grimy, if that makes sense, you know? It
Yeah,
feels like there's like mold attached to it or something.
it probably is
Ugh.
because it's the water's probably, the water is coming from a deep well,
Right,
and you
right.
don't know what's down there.
Well, exactly. And
And
it's when the one that we used, first of all, I felt like an idiot because I was pumping it, right? And nothing was coming out.
mm,
I didn't know that you're supposed to put like a little bit of water on the top just to get the water
right,
pump going.
right.
You know
Isn't
what I
that
mean?
interesting? Right,
Yeah.
right.
The suction, I guess, from the
Mm,
water that you brought up
mm.
circulates while you're pumping going down and then it pushes it up
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically there's like a gasket, I think,
Yeah.
on that tube,
Right.
and you need to put water in it to like sort of suck the air up. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
because there's air inside the tube. So if you pour water in it first, you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
Kind of
no.
like it's kind of like pouring a ketchup from the bottle. It needs to be tilted sideways so that the
What is that all
eh,
about?
eh,
I mean, how do these scientists come up with that thing? Can you imagine when you can
it, the
nothing
scientists don't
comes
come
out?
up with these things.
I
It's
know,
just how the earth works.
but listen, if you
The
have it down like
scientists
that, you
don't
would
come up
think,
with these things. They discover them.
okay. So can you explain why you have to tilt it sideways?
Can you explain why you have to tilt it sideways? Are you
I
seriously
can.
asking me?
I
Huh?
can. Can you? Because I can.
I'd rather you do it. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking you. You don't know why. That's
I just said it. If you were listening to me, it's because of the air. The air needs to move to the side
correct. Correct.
so
It
that the
needs
ketchup
to
can go down.
correct. It needs to crawl up on the side there, the top part. If this
Yeah.
is a
If
ketchup bottle, right?
if
The
the
air
air
goes through
doesn't,
there.
if you don't tilt the ketchup bottle to the side, the air is like all up in your face like that, and then
What's
the
pushing all
ketchup,
of it at once? So there's no room to come out.
right? It's like move over to the side. You
Right.
move like that. Mm.
It's the exact same way why it's quicker to empty a bottle by spinning it as opposed to just putting it upside down.
Say that again.
So you put a bottle this way, right?
Okay.
And then you can put two bottles upside down like this. And then one, you spin it like this, and it's gonna empty quicker than the one just sitting upside down.
All right.
Because it
Wow.
creates an air pocket in the middle for it to push out and flow accordingly. Come on,
You
man.
you just had to throw that in just like as an extra bonus round to make me feel stupid, right?
Just a little, you know,
It's like,
you
oh,
gotta
I'm gonna make him explain how it works, and then I'm gonna throw this bonus round in, this
exactly.
bonus information in. So that's the science part of this program.
Right. So we got
Let's always
option.
have a science segment on
That
the
would be
show.
hard to come up though. That would be really hard to come up every once in a while.
So we started and stopped at the ketchup bottle.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of water and taking a shower, one of the things that the bonus sections here that I wanted to talk about. So I live with three girls, three females, and there's just hair everywhere.
Ah,
The- You're fiddling with your light, and it's not the front light that's the issue. It's the back light. You ding dong. It's too dark.
come on, just talk. Getting
Um,
bored with what you're saying. I need to fiddle with something. I don't
um,
have a fidget
what was I
spinner around
saying?
here,
See, you made me
so I'm
lose track
fiddling with
now.
the light.
Oh yeah, hair.
Uh,
So I live with three girls, three females, right? And it's
it's,
getting really reason
it's gonna take
is
forever. My coffee's getting cold.
it's hair everywhere. everywhere. Okay. I'm not even kidding. Like if I clean the vacuum,
The best part,
the
I'm
brush
sure
side,
the best part is they're gonna blame you for it. It's like that's not my hair. You were the
no,
one
they
that
never
was
do that actually because they always take note that it's their hair because it's all long hair. I don't have any hair. Carrie
that
has short hair.
my
Who else
point
has hair just
exactly.
like that? It's them. They never blame me for it, but they know it's them.
I
But
get blamed for it all the time. Obviously.
the reason I say this and I bring it up is I was driving to work this morning and I was getting annoyed because I thought that my shorts has tags that was making my ass itch.
Oh, you had hair up your ass? Like your wife's hair or your daughter's hair? Or something?
It's one of their hairs because I pulled that damn thing out. It was so because when you do laundry, it's all mixed together, right? So their hair is bound to get into my clothes every now and then. And today just happened to be inside my boxer shorts, and it was annoying. I
Too
was
much information.
sitting in traffic, just like trying to do this, and I'm trying to be slick about it because I drove my Jeep today without the doors. So,
Oh, nice.
so I'm making sure there's no cars around so that they don't see me
You were
looking
airing
my.
everything out. Yeah.
It was annoying.
Hey, do you ever get assigned to be the one to pick up the hair, the blob of hair in the toilet
No,
at
I
the
pretty
shower?
much we switch off. I mean, once it gets pretty bad, then I pick it up or she picks it up, and it's no big deal. But the one
I
thing I
used to get
hate the most,
I used to get something like if you love me, you'd pick that up.
that's so stupid. But one thing that really annoys the crap of me is when I have to clean the vacuum cleaner, the brush part, like I said earlier.
Uh
I mean, it's
it
just
gets
a
stuck.
giant ball of hair. Like after cutting it all out, pulling it out of the vacuum cleaner, and you ball it up, it's like that big. It's crazy. It's just hair, and it's
Yeah.
gross.
At least it's dry. In the shower, it's wet.
That well, yeah, but the freaking shower, I could turn to my left, all of a sudden there's a hair on the wall.
Like a whole streak. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm like, at one point, I tried to like brush it, wash it off with water, and I just
Mm.
watched the hair just like trickle down, trickle down. It's horrible.
Like I said, if you love me, you pick it up.
Ah, screw that, man.
Show
Screw
show
that.
your love for the family. Take one for the team. Pick up the blob of hair in the shower. Be a man.
Be a man and do it.
Be a be the man of the house. Make yourself useful.
Right,
Pick
right.
up the blob of hair in the shower.
Nah, my kids, my daughter doesn't do it. I mean, my daughter's like, she's great, but she's lazy.
You're talking about the 2-year-old?
No, I'm talking about a 14-year-old. I mean, it's just, I don't know what it is, but it takes like 10. I got every time we call her for something, it doesn't matter what it is. We have to call her like 4 or 5 times. We call her through Alexa. We send her a text sometimes. Sometimes we just call her on her phone, or sometimes we just yell. Still, nothing. It'll take like 4 or 5 times before she comes down. We have to threaten her. Like, if you don't come down now, we're going to take her phone away. She's down in 2 seconds.
Testing boundaries, baby.
Man,
Let's see how far this can go.
it's,
Let's let's see what's gonna piss dad off today and
well,
mom.
yeah, but fuck, man, I'm a sucker
What?
though.
Okay, let me sink my teeth into that. That used to happen to me too, actually. Um, does she not hear you? Does she pretend like? Does she act like she doesn't hear, or she?
Now she
I
hears because the Alexa in her room is so loud, right?
okay, okay.
She just ignores it. She'll come
I'm,
up with, oh, I didn't hear it. Oh, I had my headphones on.
which is probably true, but
Yeah,
does
but it's
that
impossible for her not to hear it.
does it ever happen face to face? But that's the thing. There are some people that are so focused on whatever it is that they're doing, scrolling on Facebook and looking at Twitter, that they cannot hear what's going on around them.
Or it's just absolute laziness.
Or their brain is just picking that it's not as important as whatever it is that I'm doing now.
That's exactly what that is. You hit the nail on the head because it's all about what they're doing at that time. You know what I mean? Ding
And the fact
ding.
that I can see you scrolling is what's really most annoying.
Well,
Like,
it's just that when, yeah, it's just when it, it's just when she's in her room. That's it. I mean, it gets out of control sometimes. You know, way out of control because, like I said, like today, she was just laying down here in the living room, supposedly taking a nap. There's no way she didn't hear us call her from the kitchen, which is like 25
well,
feet away.
Jason, if she's taking a nap, that's a different story. She's not scrolling on Facebook.
No. She's awake. You can tell when people are awake. Because even if you're taking a nap, if somebody calls you 4 times, you're gonna hear it.
So not exactly a nap, just eyes closed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And we had to call her like 4 times, 5 times just to get up.
Do
And we're
this.
calling her for
Do
dinner.
this. Do you go like when you what's her name?
Well, yeah.
Do you, like Alea? Do you level up like Alea? 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 And do you go levels?
Yeah.
Just just
Yeah.
just jump to level 10 like Alea. It's like why do you need to yell at me? I only want to call you once this time.
That's a good point. Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that.
Get all up
Yeah.
in her face about it like Alea. It's like,
It's getting
what are you
annoying having to threaten somebody to come just to come down. You know, and the crazy thing is, like I said, it's like if you don't come down now, we're taking your phone away. She's down 2 seconds later.
Also, so she does hear what you're saying
Yes.
because she hears the
Yes.
consequence.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just take the phone away. And it's like, why the fuck you take my phone away? Oh, because I was already anticipating that you weren't going to be answering when I call. So I figured,
I don't want her
We-
getting a heart attack. She's too young. You know, you take the phone away. It's like, oh, oh.
oh, you know
What
what
is
you do? You go, if she's using an Apple phone, you go to find my Apple phone or, that app and just make
Find
it
my app.
ring.
I find my phone.
Yeah, find my phone, just make it ring like you're looking for it. And it's going to,
That would
right?
that would be so annoying. Can you imagine just leaving it on the entire time?
Just call her. She'll pick up, right?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be
Yes.
the case though. That's not. You're missing the point. The point is, it shouldn't have to take that many times.
I hear you. I hear you. But my point is, you adapt like a
Once.
ninja.
Yeah. Just one shot and just get it over with, right?
No, like not even just one shot, get it over with. It's like work with what you got.
Right.
Like if she'll listen to the phone being taken away, then call her attention through the phone being taken away.
True. Well, I'll try that. I'll try anything really
Like,
at this point.
eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, something like that.
2 for 2. Okay.
How does that quote go? Eye for an eye, just, in other words, like play with the currency that you're dealing with.
Right. Oh, how do we segue in this? Hey,
That's my philosophy. It's like, you want to play that game, huh?
yeah. Well, let me switch gears here a bit. You sent me a video on Tom Cruise's acceptance speech.
Did you get to watch it?
I did. Well, I don't understand why you sent it to me to begin with.
Okay.
We were
Right.
talking about
Remember,
movie.
right. No, remember last episode, I was kind of making fun of Tom Cruise in a sense, like, yeah, there's great movies, and then there's Scientology, or other positive things about people, and Michael Jackson, but then there's
Never
Neverland,
Yeah.
whatever. But going back to Tom Cruise, I was kind of, I don't know about you, but for me, I was kind of thinking he was going to say or do something weird, or some celebrity moment that will. It just surprised me that he was just so.
He was so composed and he knew what was
No,
going on the entire duration.
no, even beyond that, he was just, I don't know if someone wrote it for him, if he wrote it himself, wherever the speech
What do
came
you
from.
think? What do you
It
think?
it just it was so nice to hear in the sense that it was so humble. He was thanking everybody. He was telling his life, but he was giving credit to everybody that helped him in his career,
Right.
and how it was just such a wonderful speech to listen to.
It was a good speech.
Yeah.
That's why I was like kind of wondering, is there supposed to be something negative about this I'm supposed to
No, 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 no,
notice? You know?
no. It was just so. It was so unexpected because
Right.
most of the speeches that you hear are so prim and proper and just basically vanilla. This one had some heart to it. I felt like, wow, Tom
It
Cruise.
did.
Wow.
I mean, I've never even heard of Producers Guild Award, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what the speech was about.
Right. So
Producers Guild
I was a
Award.
bit surprised, I mean, I've heard of it before, but I've never really thought that they would give it out to somebody like Tom Cruise for that matter. It's like not one of those awards that I guess it's not that prestigious, but I could be wrong. You know?
It's probably an inside industry kind of thing. They have their own little clubs going on inside there. But the whole point is that, sorry, I mean, not that I don't care what the award was all about, but it was just sort of refreshing to hear someone be so humble and be so gentlemanly, I guess is the word. Like
Right.
maybe,
Apparently, he's one of the nicest guys to work with, supposedly.
yeah, yeah. So and maybe I was excited to share with you because of the fact that we were sort of making fun of him and how there was so much juxtaposed, so much opposite, so much.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's just so easy to make fun of the guy.
Right. Right.
And the
Do you,
fact
do you
that
remember that
he's,
time that he made that interview with Oprah where he jumped on the couch or the
yeah,
seat?
exactly. So like these celebrity moments, quote unquote celebrity moments, where it's so there's something like not real about it.
Right.
But this one, again, whether it came from his heart or somebody wrote it for him, whatever it was, wherever it came from, it just felt so refreshing. It was so nice to hear.
Mm, mm.
There, I just wanted to, yeah, check it out. The Tom Cruise
I
what
I
did you
did.
say?
Yeah.
PGA P
It's the 34th annual Producers Guild Awards. I guess.
PGA.
Yeah. Tom
Yeah, I
Cruise, I
thought it
guess,
was,
received an award on it. I'm not sure which the award was for, to be honest with you, but yeah, it was a very heartfelt, humbling for his case type of
yeah,
speech.
yeah, yeah,
It's not your
yeah,
typical Tom Cruise or type of speech, because he
or
doesn't
like
really
a,
do a lot of interviews
yeah,
to begin with.
typical celebrity interview would be something to the effect of, "Yep, worked hard for it. Like to thank God, thank my mom, and you guys,
Yeah,
good luck."
yeah.
You know, this one had a lot of felt really honest and personal,
It felt really appreciative, as if I'm pronouncing that
appreciative.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like he
yeah,
really took the time to mention who it is that he wanted to give thanks to, and that was kind of
yeah,
cool. That was
yeah.
pretty cool.
And then you kind of get this idea that Tom Cruise is this, you know, uh, big, he's in a different planet, basically.
Would you consider him as one of the, I guess, top five of your list of actors, best actors?
Yeah, top five, and then nobody else behind him. I actually really, from for acting, action,
Yeah,
the projects that he decides to do. Yeah.
it's not. I mean, I think the only thing that he's kind of underrated when it comes to like some kind of dramatic movies, because in a way, most of his movies, yes, they're action packed, but it
Mm.
also has the dramatic moments into it. Like honestly, one of my favorite movies that he's ever done was Far and Away. Have you seen that
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with his ex-wife Nicole Kidman?
yeah,
Where
yeah.
Far and Away, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's with Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and this was, I guess, before they got married in real life. But this
Mm.
is supposedly the backstory of this movie is two Irish people from different class. Nicole Kidman being from the rich Irish family,
Mm.
Tom Cruise from the poor Irish family, basically taking the journey of the lifetime back in the days to the United States and claiming their land, the opportunity for life, for a better life
Wow,
and
you
whatnot.
really remember the plot. All I remember about that movie was they were crushing grapes, right? Or they were like working in a
They
vineyard.
were, yeah. They were working in a vineyard somewhere. But no, no, I remember the movie really well because it was to me, it was a really good movie. Like I said, it
Mm.
was one of, it's not one, like, for example, when you think about Morgan Freeman or Timothy, what's his name? Oh,
Timothy Dalton,
no. Shawshank cast member.
Morgan Freeman.
Tim Robbins. Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins. When you think of Tim Robbins, you think Shawshank Redemption. You know,
Okay.
with Tom Cruise, when you think of Tom Cruise, it's either Mission Impossible or Jack Reacher.
When you
Maybe
think
the
of Tom
Samurai.
Cruise,
Yeah, the Samurai was pretty
no.
good.
Gosh, the samurai. No way. I'd rather go with Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Or Top Gun. Top
Yeah,
Gun,
there's that
actually.
too.
Yeah, actually, if you think Tom Cruise, you automatically think Top Gun. Definitely.
And I haven't seen Top Gun 2.
You
Is that
should.
what's I want to, but I just haven't gone around to it. Oh,
It,
speaking of watching something, sorry,
yeah, no,
I
you're fine. You're
get
fine.
distracted. There's something on Netflix that I'm crawling through right now, like Dune also. I haven't finished that yet, but there's this Chimp Empire that I'm looking into
Chimp,
because
like CHIMP, chimp.
yeah, a bunch of filmmakers immersed themselves for a year and a half in this jungle where these chimps, there's basically a lot of drama going on, and just to see what the culture or the life, it's basically a science project that these filmmakers decided to follow.
Right. No, I haven't
So
seen that one. What is it called?
Chimp Empire.
Chimp Empire. I'm gonna check that out.
So basically, you get to know all these characters, these real life chimps, and then according to the filmmakers, they didn't like stage anything or shoot something to craft a story.
Mm-hmm.
They they went there following the story that the chimps, like real life from beginning to end for 18 months, a year and a half.
Wow, that's a long time to be there.
Yeah, so it's not a let's shoot something and then let's see what kind of story we can come up with.
Right. It's not one of
Matter
those
of
shot
fact,
in the dark type of thing.
and it wasn't staged. And matter of fact, the way that they described it was they shot it first and then they decided if they wanted to put a narration to it for somebody to explain.
Right. Who did they
But
use? Did they use anybody
they
famous?
I forget his name, something Ali, a long first name, and then I think his last name is Ali. So
Ah,
they shot it and edited it in such a way that you'd be able to understand the story without any narration, but
right.
they still added that layer on top of it, like in the end, because they already had such a good story, and
Mhm.
then they wanted you to sort of have a little bit context to it. Sorry, I got distracted, but
No.
we were
Where was
talking
this?
about
Where was this located? Do you know what jungle did they? Did they go to the jungle or what?
yeah, in a jungle somewhere in Africa. I forget what it's called, but it's
Ah.
supposedly one of the biggest uh chimp colony. Like usually there's like 40 or 50. It says in the introduction that there's like usually 40 or 50 in a group.
Right.
This one has like 100 something
No kidding.
individuals, so it's a really big group. And the interesting part about it is that the filmmakers were actually immersed in it in such a way that the chimps didn't mind that they were hanging around there. So it wasn't like
Mm.
CCTV footage that they just put on trees. These guys were running around with the chimps, and the
Right.
chimps didn't sort of mind that they were there.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Chimp
Yeah.
Empire. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm working on something right now, so I don't really have a lot of time to sit through these movies, but yeah, I'm getting
Right.
distracted by them.
Right. That's cool. Um, but going back to Tom Cruise's movie specifically,
Yeah.
He's one of those actors. Well, it's hard for me to like put him. I know he's in the same level popularity wise as like Tom Hanks or Al Pacino
Mm,
or Robert De Niro, you know?
mm,
But it's hard to just put some because most of his movies is just so all about action.
mm,
The backstories is all about the action. You know, there's such few, very little. Well, I guess I'm only talking about maybe the last 20 years because in the past he's had what far and away, like I said, he has the Last Samurai, the story, and that was pretty good. A Few Good
mm,
Men. How can anybody forget A Few Good Men? You know,
mm.
but there's
I think
also
of when I think of Tom Cruise, though, it's I mean, yes, there's Mission Impossible and all the other action movies, but
hmm,
I don't really think of it as an action movie. I like it. What stands out to me is actually the story and the acting. And
yeah.
yes, there's a little bit of that's the impression that I get.
See, when to me, I don't know what it is. You know, maybe it's just the way I look at movies. But when it comes to the stories and the acting, to me, it's always equated to to drama movies or whatnot. You know, like A Few Good Men, for example, or Goodfellas. Those are
Mm,
stories. You know,
mm, mm.
stories that requires a lot of acting and whatnot. Not to say that all these things that he's doing doesn't require a lot of acting. Obviously, it does. It's not easy to do what he's doing, what
Yeah,
they're
yeah, that's
doing.
what I mean. That there is action, but it's really meaty with acting moments and a plot or a story that to really follow. It's not just eye candy. You actually have to
Right,
pay attention.
right. If you were to top three best movies for Tom Cruise, what would you say? That's hard, huh?
Mission Impossible 1, Mission Impossible 2, and then Mission no, yeah, good question.
That's a
I
good
don't,
question. Like to me, my top three is I'd say for number one is A Few Good Men. Number
okay.
two, number two is Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Number three is Far and Away.
Oh, I just
Yeah, those are my top
same
three.
same with me except for Far and Away I'd throw Mission Impossible in there somewhere.
Yeah. Top three worst movies that he's done.
Oh, I
Oh,
haven't seen enough.
okay.
Far and
Well,
Away. Just kidding.
I think
Eyes
the
wide
worst
shut.
movie he's ever done for me, no, is Magnolia. I think.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to me, it didn't
Yeah, yeah,
suit
yeah.
me. You know, the
No,
second
but
one probably.
no, but is it Tom Cruise or is it the
It's
story,
Tom
the plot,
Cruise.
the director, the writer that you just
Oh
don't
well,
like?
I mean, the movies that he was in. I mean, or I guess
Maybe
a
it's
movie that he had a big role in. Obviously,
no, no, no. But what I mean is maybe it's what it's about that you didn't like, and not like how
I
do
don't
we
know.
like
I guess
categorize
I'm categorizing it as the movies itself that he's in. You know.
that he just happens to be in? You're not talking about performance,
No, not really. I guess. Well, I
not
mean, they're
Tom Cruise's
both.
performance
Like for
specifically.
example, Vanilla Sky. Have you ever you ever heard that movie?
Yeah, yeah, but yeah,
I mean,
not
it was
my
just
thing.
it's not such a bad movie for me. You know, that's like one of the bad movies that he's done. That I don't know. To me, it's just in there. I don't know
Mm.
why. Oh, and Valkyrie. The story was okay, but I can't seem to get over the fact that it would be better if it was in German with subtitles.
What makes you say that? Sorry, I didn't catch you.
It's
German?
well, he's supposed to be playing this German character in Valkyrie.
Oh no, 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 no! I didn't get to see that. Is this the Quentin Tarantino
Uh,
or was he?
no,
This is
it's
the
not Quentin
World
Tarantino. Let me double check.
World War Valkyrie is like a World War II movie,
World War
right?
II movie, yeah, picture or something like that. I don't know. No, it's Brian Singer is the director.
Okay.
It was okay. You know, I mean, it wasn't completely bad, but what makes it bad for me is the fact that I couldn't see him playing that role.
Oh no, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't think it matched his face or his
No, not
character or
really. I
his
mean, he was too good looking. I mean, if you look at Tom Cruise and all the other roles that he's ever done,
Uh,
there's not exactly a whole lot of major transformation in regards to him physically.
you're still watching Tom Cruise.
Yeah. In a way, yeah. You know, like here's a different example here, a perfect example in comparison to Tom Hanks. Tom
Yeah.
Hanks has done from a comedy to action to
Yeah.
drama to suspense to thrillers, but
So
his character, you can see the difference in the
yeah,
characters. You know,
yeah. So we actually watch Tom Cruise movies not because of his great acting skills. Yes, he's a good actor, but he's a good actor as Tom Cruise. You know what I
as
mean?
Tom
You're
Cruise, yeah, as the guy who's always in a motorcycle, or
yeah,
the guy running out for something.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. So we still watch because it's Tom Cruise, not because he's changing into a different character.
have okay.
Like
Give
maybe
me
like for
give me
example, Johnny
one
Depp.
romantic comedy that you've seen. Like maybe we're talking about the other person, Tom Hanks. Have you seen the
Hmm,
movie Larry Crown?
no, but
Or how about You've Got Mail? Have you seen that?
yeah.
Okay. Imagine Tom Hanks playing that role by Tom. I mean, imagine Tom Cruise playing
Uh-uh.
the role of Tom Hanks. You can't
Uh.
picture it. It's hard.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. I have an appreciation for Tom Hanks too, in a sense that Band of Brothers kind of thing.
No
Or oh
kidding. One
no.
of my favorite things that he no,
Uh,
not Band of
uh
Brothers.
Private
Saving
Ryan,
Private Ryan.
Yeah. So there's Forrest Gump, and then there's
Right.
Saving Private Ryan.
That's just crazy, huh? For the talk,
Yeah.
let's jump over to Tom Hanks real quick. I mean, I love his movies. I mean, not all of his movies are good. I have to admit.
Yeah.
Okay, he has a lot of bad movies for my taste,
Yeah.
meaning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But good, he's got way too many good movies that he's been involved in or starred in or acted in.
Yeah.
And this is dating all the way back from the beginning. Like the early movies that he has, like what? Turner and Hooch, for example. Remember Turner and Hooch?
No, can't say I do.
He's a detective and he got assigned as a with like a dog partner or something. Hooch the
Mm.
dog, basically, you know. And it's actually a pretty good movie. I liked it.
That's funny. I didn't know. Maybe that's why my mom named her first dog, like I think the father of this or the grandfather of this dog is Pooch.
No, it's Turner and Hooch, like with an H,
Oh, okay.
not Pooch.
I was thinking that my mom watched the movie and named the dog Pooch, but
But
no,
no,
I
I was
haven't.
like saying like he's got way too. I mean, Tom Hanks has more than enough movies that supersedes the bad ones. You know, like, and again, it's
Yeah,
dating back all the way from the beginning. Like what? A League of
sure.
Their Own with the all female softball baseball team. There's
Right.
there's Bachelor Party that he was just amazing in as well. Apollo 13. How can you forget Apollo 13?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And when you want like specifically Apollo 13, that's one that I think I watched. You're not you're looking at the screen and there's pluses and minuses and there's an appreciation for it also. When
Mm,
I'm watching like Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible, I know that I'm aware that I'm watching Tom Cruise.
right.
But if I'm watching Apollo 13, Tom Hanks, I forget that I'm watching Tom Hanks and I kind of get drawn into the character.
Correct. That's
So
exactly another movie that Tom Hanks does in regards to that is when he played in that movie Captain Phillips.
right, exactly.
Right.
And you forget about Tom Cruise and you're watching
No,
Captain
Tom
Phillips.
Hanks. Yeah. You forget about Tom
Oh,
Hanks.
right. Let's say that again. You forget about Tom Hanks and you get drawn into watching Captain Phillips or whatever his character is all about.
Right.
I'm thinking in terms of Johnny Depp, also, same idea.
What do you mean?
Like you forget that it's Johnny Depp, or
Oh no, no, I agree.
or you know that it's Johnny Depp, but you're following the character that Johnny Depp is portraying.
Correct.
Like there's less Tom Hanks and less Johnny Depp in the character than the
Correct.
character itself. The other one, what's his name? Tom Cruise. Um, I know that I'm watching Tom Cruise and I'm like, yeah, go for it, Tom. You know,
Because it's him no matter what. It's still him.
I'm not thinking, go for it, Jerry Maguire. You
Right,
know,
right.
we love you, Jerry Maguire. No, it's like we love you, Tom Cruise, as Jerry Maguire. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're vying for him as the person, not as the character that he's playing, which
right.
is not bad, but that's just I I know that I'm
It's
getting Tom Cruise.
yeah, exactly. Well, to me in the movie, like you said, I I like it when a movie draws me in, and then completely forget, like what you said. I forget who the actor is because I'm so drawn into that character. You know what I mean?
Is that the way you feel about Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh yeah,
Is he
that
on the Tom Hanks side or the Tom Cruise side?
no, he's definitely in the Tom Hanks side
Mm.
because with Leonardo DiCaprio, it's one of those. He's one of those actors that fully adapts himself into whatever it is movie that he's doing. You know,
Yeah. So here's the challenge: who is on the side? Who else is on the side of the category side of Tom
Tom
Cruise?
Hanks or Tom Cruise.
Cruise, yeah.
Oh man.
Like you watch him for him. I'm thinking maybe, and you might hate me for, or some people might hate me for this, but I'm also thinking Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I'm watching
I
Vin Diesel for Vin Diesel.
right. Right. I was actually just thinking about that. Vin Diesel is just
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. And another actor who's in that same category is Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Mm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
perfect. Perfect. Yeah, like
When you watched him, no matter how they change their appearance, it's still them.
yeah, you're still looking at The Rock.
Right. And you're
Dwayne
still looking at
Johnson.
Vin Diesel and whatnot. Um,
Like, you ain't fooling me.
you could put on that puny suit and that toast tight pants. It's still the same, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Um, who
I
else?
think
Who else? We
one of
need
the
to sort
other
of try to even it out.
well, okay, another actor to put into the Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio category, I'd probably say Brad Pitt. You might disagree.
I'd put him on the other side. Yeah, I
Really?
look at Brad Pitt because of Brad Pitt. Yeah, but
Because he's
the
too good
flip.
looking.
Or how about George Clooney? Right?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'd put Brad Pitt in the Tom Hanks category with Leonardo DiCaprio. I'd put
Uh,
George Clooney in the Tom Cruise and Vin Diesel and
uh,
the Rock category. Because
mm.
George Clooney is George Clooney.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. Can't
to
can't
me,
help but think of the Descendants right now. Seen that one?
that's actually a pretty good movie, though. I
Yeah.
mean, it's very, very like heartfelt, and the simplicity of how that movie was made,
Yeah.
it caught my attention basically because it was too real.
Huh. Yeah.
You know,
Simple movies are hard to make nowadays, I think.
and now it's like all about superheroes. It's annoying.
O- Okay, last one. For me at least, I'm thinking let's just put the both of them together. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Where'd you put these guys?
Actually, I would put them both
Yeah, right?
on the Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio side. Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
why? Where
Actually,
would you
they
put them?
I was actually going to say I put them on both the Tom Hanks and the Tom Cruise side. So I guess that makes me a fanboy for these guys because
Ah,
I watch them for them, but I also watch them for the characters that they choose.
right.
But
It's
I think they're more on the Tom Cruise side, like 51% more, like 1% more than the other
maybe I
side.
can see
It's not
Matt
50-50.
Damon. I can see Matt Damon being in the Tom Cruise side. Ben Affleck, I can see him more being on the Tom Hanks side
Okay.
because
No contest.
yeah, I don't know, for some reason I've seen more diversity when it comes to Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie, The Great Wall with Matt Damon?
No,
Okay,
can't say I
that's
have.
good. That's good because it's so bad.
The
It was
Great
so.
Wall,
It's called The
bad
Great
movie.
Wall by Matt Damon. with
Okay.
Matt Damon. It was just so bad. But with Ben Affleck, I mean, I'm actually he had this movie called The Way Back where he became like a basketball coach and all that stuff. That was a pretty good movie.
Oh,
Um,
it's
obviously
funny.
there's The
I just
Town.
realized. Sorry to interrupt
Yeah, you're
again.
good.
I just realized that I'm talking about these guys like I've watched their movies as much as I've seen their Tom Hanks movies.
Hmm.
But I realized that I'm only referring to Goodwill Hunting in my mind. I haven't really seen that many movies. I
Hey,
haven't really, especially Ben Affleck.
can I give you a little? Let me cut this real quick. Let me give you a little tidbit here. I've actually seen Matt Damon, Robin Williams, filming Goodwill Hunting
Oh,
in San Francisco.
oh, okay,
Yeah, because there's this scene where Robin Williams was in his office.
okay,
That was like literally next door of this school I was attending in San Francisco.
okay.
And they were filming there while we were there, and we saw them all the time. I mean, not a lot, but I've seen them a couple of times there, and it was kind of cool.
How does it work? How did that experience? What was that like? Like, were there a lot of other people looking and lurking and trying to see what's going on, or
There were, but not as much because they kind of closed off the block,
okay?
if you know what I mean. Like the building was in the
Wait,
middle of this block, and then they closed off both ends.
well,
So the only people that were around the building itself are the
mm.
peoples that are close by. That's it.
So how close did you get?
I was right next door. Like there's this scene where they were outside his office, outside the building. I
Like
was literally
an exterior scene, like
an
outside
exterior
where you can
scene.
see the sunlight,
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah,
the sky.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We were literally 20 feet away, 30 feet away.
working, or were you there like
I was
lurking
just looking because we were
on the?
having a break from class or something,
Oh, did you
and
take
we were
any
just hanging out
pictures?
outside. Well, no, we weren't allowed to. That's the thing. You can't.
And they had people watching, looking
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
would
yeah.
take pictures and stuff.
Correct. There's like security everywhere. There's like people that are monitoring things and
That
whatnot.
was like
But plus also back in the day,
late 90s, right?
cell phones wasn't exactly a big thing.
Yeah, no,
You know
cell
what I
phones
mean?
didn't have any cameras, but late 90s, right?
I think so. Yeah. Uh, Mid 90s maybe. I'd
Okay.
like to say 96, 97. I could be wrong. Um,
Okay,
but
that was
yeah.
just when I moved back. You know, it's interesting because my when I first saw that movie, was my dad like threw me the VHS tape, and it
Hmm,
was like, "Here, I think you like this one."
yeah,
So I actually got that one from my dad. It was a recommendation by my dad.
nice. So going back to what we were talking about.
And you know
Um,
what he said? And it was so touching.
what?
This character reminds me of you.
Oh,
It's like,
nice.
oh, dad, so nice to know. But yeah, sorry. What were you saying?
So no, going back to what we're talking about, like let me go back to Ben Affleck real quick, and like one of the particular characters that he had just recently played. So we all know him as the Batman as well.
Okay.
Um, but he was only the Batman in the Justice League movies, which was like what? Well, only two of them really, and also he was also Batman for Batman and Superman.
Okay.
Are you a big DC fan or no? Would you consider yourself a DC fan?
Can't really say.
So
No.
you've seen the Batman though, Batman
I,
movies, The Dark Knight,
bro,
and all that stuff.
me no, not the Dark Knight, like the Nolan version.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, can't really say. Like the last like real action what kind of this character movie? Like, is this Marvel, right?
No, this
Spider-Man?
Batman is DC. Spider Man is Marvel.
Right. That's what I mean. So it's like the last time that I was like really into these, what do you call these, superhero character movies? What
Something like
kind
that.
of what kind
Yeah,
of
superheroes.
a comic book comic book series, comic book movies.
Yeah.
Was like Spider-Man, like the first one.
Right.
And then once they started making like different Spider-Mans after that with different movies, and it wasn't who's the original one again? The
Tobey
first one.
Maguire for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Tobey
yeah. After
Maguire.
that, and then they changed the. I was
And
like,
then yeah.
I don't like, it's like who moved my cheese. I don't like changing.
Well,
I don't
I
like
was gonna
changing
ask
character.
who was the best Batman? Who was the best character that played Batman, you would think.
That's what I mean. It's like who moved my cheese. I don't like changing movie actors.
Right, right, right. Where would you put okay, so that's that in regards to that. You know, we don't need to bury things in more than that. But I want to go back to Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, they did the movie together, right? Catch
Which
Me If You
one?
Can.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that one.
Right, that was actually really good.
Mm.
Yeah. I think them two are actually very, very close as similar actors when I say in regards
Yeah,
to their characters and whatnot, you know?
sure, sure. And you watch them for the
Or the
characters that
character.
they decide to portray. Yeah.
Right. Like one of the best characters that I believe Leonardo DiCaprio played was J. Edgar Hoover. Remember that
Who's
movie,
that?
J. Edgar?
Uh,
You've never seen J. Edgar? Well, you
uh,
have to watch it, man. It's basically him playing J. Edgar, the basically creator of the FBI. And it's
oh,
his
okay.
story, basically. And it's his story from when he was a kid all the way until he became the head of the FBI and whatnot. It was a really good movie. It's one of the best movies I think that he's done.
Leonardo,
Yeah, yeah, for
Leo,
Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah.
Papa Leo.
And it's not like he's done a lot of movies to begin with
Mm,
in comparison to the other actresses that we just talked about. But he did what? Catch Me If You Can with Tom Hanks. That was a good movie. I've seen
Titanic.
that. Yeah, Titanic, obviously. Um, Blood Diamond was pretty good. I like that one. I wasn't a big fan. Oh, one of the best movies
Mm,
that he did too was The Departed with Matt Damon.
okay.
Have you seen that one?
I don't remember.
They're
I remember the
Boston
title.
cops. The Departed. It's set based out of
Oh,
Boston. You know where
yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's in it. They're cops.
Right. No, no, no. I don't think I watched it.
Ah,
I'm just familiar with the title, but not I didn't watch the movie.
right, right, right.
So that was good too. You'd recommend that?
I recommend that a lot. Yeah, The Departed. It's kind of a
The
messed up movie.
Departed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good Boston accent.
The Departed.
Yeah.
You're
Anyway,
looking at a list. You look like you're looking at a list of movies.
yeah, I'm looking at my notebook. It's right here.
Okay. What else you got there?
No, wanted to talk about movies as well. I mean, I guess that's one of the movies we were just talking about movies too with actors and whatnot. But
Oh, okay.
what's one of what's that?
It's funny because I didn't want to overstep, right? So I'm like listening to what we're talking about in a sense that, and maybe I'm slow, but I'm listening to you talk, and I was like, is this a side note? Is this like a commercial break from the actual topic that we're talking about, or is this the
We
actual
just got
show?
sidetracked.
Is this the actual topic? And like I said, maybe it's the Filipino in me, but I didn't want to like overstep or like you know I don't know if that has anything to do with being Filipino, but it's like sometimes you got to let me know if this is the main course or this is a side dish. It's like like when somebody serves wine to you, it's like, is this the drink that I'm supposed to gobble down, or is this like a
Well,
side?
let's talk about Filipino movies real quick. Actually,
Okay.
I kind
Is
of
this
miss.
is this the main dish or a
This is
side?
the main dish. This is
Okay.
not a side dish. This is the main dish. Okay. I actually miss watching Filipino movies, to be honest with you. So
But
I go into phases when watching Filipino movies, okay? Because unfortunately, a lot of the Filipino movies, it's always about either it's a love triangle or a love square because there's four people, or
make it
one
sound so
character
kinky.
one character is rich, one character is poor, but they're always like, clashing with each other because one's poor, one's rich, or
Same
whatever.
formula. Same
Right. It's the
formula.
same formula. And it's gotten, I can watch, I'll go through a phase where I'll watch it like crazy, right? And like I laugh and I enjoy it, but it doesn't last long for me. It dies down. I get bored of, not get bored, but I like get tired of it a little bit.
Mm.
Um, and then I'll also go through a phase of watching Filipino drama movies. The only problem with drama movies is it's too dramatic for me. It's overly dramatic for me. I
Mm.
don't, I don't get, I don't know, I don't cry that much. All right. So
Mm.
when I watch Filipino drama movies with my wife, she's like, she's like,
Mm.
you know,
Uh,
and
And
I'm just sitting
my,
there. I feel like an idiot.
my reaction to that same thing, I'm like, what are you crying about? They're just acting.
Right, right.
Because not because it's a bad because I'm not drawn into it. It's like I say, oh, what they're just acting because I'm not like I don't let go of that idea that I'm watching a movie. I don't forget that I'm watching a movie
Right.
when I'm watching one. And so I'm like, oh, they're just acting. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Versus like the Hollywood movies that we
It's the
watch. It's like,
stories really. It doesn't catch you or something.
is it the story or is it the way that it's told? What?
I don't know. I don't know. With Filipino movies, there's always certain formulas that's followed.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily, and it's like a repetitive
But
story sometimes.
but even Hollywood movies have formulas. Even Marvel, DC comics
Well,
have
yeah, all
formulas, right?
movies have formulas, but Filipino movies has specific formulas that, for example, there's so many love teams in the Philippines, and it's so big in the Philippines. As far
Mm.
as what I understand, when a love team is created, that means they work together specifically only with each other throughout whatever the duration of the contract is, and they don't
Uh-huh.
work with any other actors. It gets
Mm.
they don't exactly have love teams here. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I know
Yeah.
there was that one of the longest love team that in the Philippines was
Or there
the,
is a love team, but it's not necessarily part of the job. Like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, maybe they were a love team,
well, no,
but
they ended up hooking up and being together after the movie that they made.
but after
Correct.
that, it's like they don't have a contract making other movies together.
No, 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 no.
They
Well,
just
that's what I'm
happen to
saying.
have Mr. and Mrs. Smith here in the Philippines. If you guys are catching up, it's like once they're a love team, oh, you can expect they have like a series of movies together that they're going to be doing.
Yeah, just like that John Lloyd guy and Sarah, what's her name?
Geronimo.
Yeah, they had like a million movies together, and it's all over Netflix. It's crazy, you know. And that that
And
that John Lloyd guy,
and how many
for
did you
some,
watch?
I've seen them
Aminin.
all. I've seen them all.
Why?
I don't know because it's funny. I'm not knocking Filipino movies. I enjoy watching them. It's
Okay.
just that it gets old after a while. I
What do you
can't,
mean by it gets old? Like it doesn't sink in? Like you don't
no,
want to
no.
watch it
Like
again?
I can't. It's hard for me to watch it again. Also, I can't sit here and watch two Filipino movies in a row, especially if they're exact, like if they're the same kind of, like for
Umay.
example, and it turned out, so there's this one time me and my wife watched, um, I think it takes, I'm looking on Netflix right now. It takes a
Mm.
man and a woman with John Lloyd and that Sarah chick, right? And
Sarah
then,
Chick.
yeah, and
Hey,
then we
get with the
clicked
hold on, get with the program. It's Sarah G.
Sarah G, my bad. And and then we clicked over and I tried to watch with her My Amnesia Girl with again that same guy and whatever that girl's name is.
Sarah G.
No, it's a different girl.
Oh, okay.
But it's like a love team too as well, I guess. I can't remember her
Same
name.
same formula.
Same formula, same thing. One's rich, one's poor, or
Uh,
middle class, or whatever, and one go. And the crazy thing is,
mm,
at the beginning, they don't like each other, and then
mm,
one starts to like, right, and
yeah.
then the other starts to like back. But for some
Mm.
reason, there's always something that goes wrong that pushes the other one back, and then the other one that got pushed away always goes after the other one, and it's same situation all the time. You know,
Kilig, kilig,
knocks them out. That's where I found.
kilig.
I think that's um I think it's like on the one of those movies, like that's where I heard where love is like crispy pata. It's it's delicious or it's good but deadly. Something
It's
like that.
bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's addicting and it tastes so good, but it's
Right.
bad for you in the long run.
Oh, another formula that they do for Filipino movies nowadays, it's like they're always doing a lot of movies are being shot overseas now. Have you
Mm,
noticed that one?
yeah.
Yeah. Um and it's I don't know, it's there's nothing wrong with it. I just can't sit there and watch too many Filipino movies at the same in one sitting. I gotta
Y-
like spread it out as much as I could, basically. But I do end up missing it here and there, because they're pretty funny. It's cute.
What do you think it is that you're looking for when you're missing it every now and then?
I'm a '90s kid, so I like the ooh killing to the bone type thing.
It's nice
Oh,
to know that you're admitting that you're actually looking for the kilig. It's
man,
unusual.
yeah, it's. I'm not shameful for that one. I mean, I don't deny that, because it's fun. It's like the I was raised in the romantic comedy era.
You're not
You know what I
a
mean?
you're not a closet kilig guy.
Nah, I don't care, man. I'll watch a chick flick or a romantic comedy all day if I can, because it's funny. I like it. Rom coms, romantic comedy type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
No comment. I don't
yeah.
have anything to say about that.
You don't watch romantic comedies?
N- Uh, I do. I think I do, but not
Missing out,
maybe.
bro.
Yeah.
You learn about your emotions.
Romantic comedies.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Like,
it's gotten like, not just in Filipino movies, but in Hollywood as well, like Notting Hill, that was a good romantic comedy. She's
yeah,
not
yeah. So yes, I do watch romantic comedies, but like after watching not Notting Hill, for example, I'm after that for the next 10 years, I'm good. I'm good. It's not that I don't like watching.
it's just not you.
It's not that I like to consume these or don't like to consume these. It's just one of those things where like, here's the thing: the good ones ruin it for everyone else. It's
What?
like
Well,
once I
okay.
see a
All right.
good one,
Tell me one of these good ones that ruined it for you.
Notting Hill,
How did
uh,
that ruin everything else?
let's say Jerry Maguire,
Okay,
because I watch
why? Because
these
it's too good?
and then everything else is compared to these guys, and I don't want to watch anyone else.
Well, that shouldn't be the case. Like, have you seen When Harry Met Sally? It's an old one.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, see? That
I
has
want to.
nothing to do with it. It's one of the best ones out there.
I want what she's having.
Right. That was that's just a good
Yeah.
scene. I love that
No,
scene.
actually, I'd like to say about that is I don't really care if it's action or romantic. I don't watch movies for I want to watch romantic or I want to watch action.
Yeah, as long as it's
Now
good.
maybe I do. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite saying that. But what I'm saying is like it's not something that I set out to look for, like, I missed the kilig or I'm looking for something like this. It's like
Right.
whatever's there, whatever whoever it is I'm watching with.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think, but for me, to me, like I'm one of those old fashions, I guess, where if the trailer doesn't hook me, sometimes I just don't watch it.
Oh, there's that too.
You know,
There's that too. But here's the thing about me and watching movies, though. I kind of want to know if it's going to be a happy ending. If it's not going to be a happy ending, don't bother. And
Like I
that's
said
my right.
before, it's
That's
it's
my
annoying.
prerogative.
It's annoying where it's just like what what do you call that? Like an open ended ending? What do you?
Right. Yeah, and there's another one. Yeah, if the ending's not going to explain everything for me in the end, don't
Shut the
bother.
hell up! Right? It's annoying. I don't get that either. It's
Yeah.
frustrating as
It's like,
hell.
oh, so then you're not in it for the art and the, you're like this kind of audience. Like, yes, that's exactly. I don't want to waste my time.
Right?
I want to know what I'm gonna
Just
get.
just like the movie I told you about a couple weeks ago, like 20 episodes ago, maybe. One of the best movies I've seen this year so far with Brendan Fraser. Remember The Whale? I told you about that.
Okay.
You got to watch
Yeah.
that, right? I
Mm,
mean, it's a movie that explains a whole lot, and there's
mm,
supposed to be that ending. Find out what had happened with this guy.
mm.
Literally, the screen blacked out. Pissed me off. I flipped out like crazy. I'm like, how are you going to have a movie that's an hour and 20 minutes long that is all good? All of a sudden, at the last 5 seconds, you're just going to cut it off without telling us what happened to this character.
Did you watch it in a theater?
No, we saw it here.
Oh, because I'm thinking if I saw that in a theater, I would have turned around and be like, did the projector just die?
Exactly.
And
I
then you're
don't
looking,
get it.
and then you're looking at the credits pop up, and you're like, oh no, that
It's
is the
it's
end.
it's annoying. It's annoying for me, and I can't
So
stand it.
it's supposed to be sort of like a ride, right? Like, it builds up, it has that climax part of it, and then it goes down, and it's supposed to like sort of let you down gently.
Yeah, in
And
terms of the
if it
movies, it's supposed to kind of like fade out of it and like explain stuff, like
if
for
it
the
cuts
ending.
off if it cuts off abruptly like that, and it's like you were just dropped,
You're
right?
just you're literally just in a
Yeah, get off. you
in a
know,
or it just drops off the
right?
tracks and like
Or
falls off.
you're on a roller coaster, and then it just stops abruptly, and the seats just the seat belts just like pop
Right,
up like that.
right,
All of us like, get out. We got people in line. Get out of here.
man. I don't know. I hate those kind of movies, but
It's
like
rude.
you,
It's rude,
it is. It is actually.
right?
I can't stand it because I'm always sitting here thinking like, what the fuck? What
It's
happened?
it's it's like I'm sitting in a toilet in Starbucks, and someone's like knocking, like, and you're like, hang on, I'm wiping my ass. It's like, don't rush me,
Right.
right? Or okay, from toilet to cheeseburgers. It's like when I order a cheeseburger, I want to know for sure that there's cheese in there. It's not like a
Right.
mystery cheese, whether I'm going to get good cheese or not. It's like I want to know that it's real cheese, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time trying to figure out if this is a cheeseburger or not. I expect cheese inside the burger. you know,
Have you seen the movie by Ryan Reynolds called Definitely Maybe?
Sounds familiar.
You should watch that. I love how that movie was written. Okay. The premise of the movie is basically this guy who had just gotten divorced from his ex-wife, obviously.
Okay.
And he's telling a story to his daughter about, I guess, the past women of his lives, that the ones that got away, so to speak.
Definitely, maybe.
Yeah, it's called Definitely Maybe.
Okay.
And the way the movie was just written, it was really good. I like how
Oh,
there's,
yeah, I like this guy.
yeah, it's broken down into like different aspects or time frame in his life, and he's telling a story to his daughter about the past
Yeah.
loves of his life.
But here's another example of a Ryan Reynolds. I'd put him on the Tom Cruise category. I'd watch him for Ryan Reynolds. You with me?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, like even when he was playing that superhero character or whatever, it's like I don't care. I'm watching him for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I think I can see that. I think I can see
Like
that.
it doesn't really change character. It doesn't change the way he talks. It doesn't change the way. he comes across on camera.
Right, right.
He's just wearing different clothes, but you know it's still Ryan Reynolds. It's like same thing when I'm watching Tom Cruise. He's just
Or
wearing different clothes.
Vince Vaughn. Remember Vince Vaughn?
Yeah, there you
He
go.
he's a perfect example of being the same character all the time, even though he's
Right.
playing not playing the same
Yeah.
character.
Exactly. Good point. So yeah, these guys are on that same league.
Right. What about
Well,
Kevin
and again,
Costner?
and nothing bad about it. Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Because he's
That's a
played
tough
so
one.
many characters that are one, memorable for the character itself, and two, because he's playing the character.
That's a tough one. But yeah, I but again, the Tom Cruise side, that's the reason why they're stars, because I guess we're watching them for them. But the maybe the Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Cruise side, we're watching them.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, we're watching them for their artistry, their skill in acting. Is that
Oh no.
how you would put it? Or we're just talking about feelings here, though, right? Like why we watch these guys. But wait,
Yeah.
why'd you bring up definitely maybe again?
No, I just wanted to bring that up because the way the story was written, it was really good. The way that it was written and the way it was portrayed on screen.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm a kind of like a sucker of like explanations when it comes to movies. Does that make
So,
sense? The story,
what do you mean? What do you
like
mean?
there's already a plot story, but there's a backstory to explain the plot story
Mm-mm-mm.
that would basically have an end result. I don't
So,
know
so,
why I like that kind
so,
of stuff.
so you like the, oh, I'm here today because this happened.
Correct.
Yeah.
Does that make
It's funny.
sense
Yeah. Yeah. What is it about it that you like about that?
about that?
Yeah. I mean, what is it? Yeah. I mean,
It's
obviously, you didn't say you like the action. You don't like
no,
to
no. It's
see.
the way the story was told.
Like,
You
give me an
know, where,
example.
for
Shawshank.
example, it's even so the at the present time in the movie. So there's
Yeah.
the present time, but it goes
Right.
backtracks
Right.
to
Right.
give you
Like
a back end of the story, and
Shawshank.
then goes back to the present again. But the funny thing with that is, even though it goes back or it backtracks, it's still continuous.
Like Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, just like Shawshank, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And well, Shawshank is just one of those movies. I don't know what it is. I can just keep
Mm,
watching over and over and over again.
mm. You
Yeah.
know what? Um, I'm interested in going back to that. I mean, that's a type of storytelling that's interesting that you pointed that out. Um, Let me just throw my 2 cents in, where for me lately I've been falling in love with really sort of slow movies. I mean, hey, speaking of which, there's a Indiana Jones trailer that just came out with Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it.
There's another, like, blows my mind. Awesome. Looking forward to that. So
Mhm.
like movies like that, Back to the Future types, fast paced, sort of moving forward kind of
But
movies
there's
I
still
love.
a story that continues. It's a continuous storytelling, basically.
But I have a new appreciation for movies that are, I don't want to use the word really slow, but slow in a sense that they have the balls to really take their time.
Give me an
Um,
example.
yeah, I forget the name of the movie. Like Blade Runner, 2042, I think is the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't relate with Blade Runner though, because that's actually one of those movies that it kind of annoyed the shit out of me.
Because of the
Yeah.
ending again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It
I
it
mean,
really leaves a mark on you, huh?
yeah, that kind of like I don't know, man. It's just whatever.
I just thought I'd mention that I haven't because before, back in when I was a kid, I was like, screw this. I don't want to waste my time.
Right.
But now there's something really, like, after I've made not movies but videos Netflix myself. It's like it takes so much guts or balls to and confidence to just to leave a shot like that, like a pregnant pause for a
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because sometimes maybe as an editor or as a filmmaker you want to move to the next week because you're sort of insecure to move to the next,
Yeah. I know what
like
you're
like
saying.
like here's the rice and then here's the sinigang. Oh, if you don't like that, here's the banana. You know
Right.
what I
But
mean?
you're also looking for something to from the something to relate it to the what had actually just happened there. Am I making sense? Like when I'm editing, right? For example. So this certain thing come up and I move on forward and then I see something that I might be able to connect to the front to what that was earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think it's called like a looping, not but not exactly looping, but you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just somewhere in the back of my mind, I think I'm relating it to eating, where I'm sort of also having an appreciation for food that's just slowly coming in.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
like eating in a maybe Chinese, Japanese restaurant, even Korean. You know how like all the dishes are always like just so small and it's all laid out on the table. There's so many different choices, practically
Mm.
lazy Susan going around.
Right, right.
And you don't order these things as one big meal. You order them as like, I'll have this like for now, and then a few minutes later you have a couple of drinks, you order something else, and then you add kimchi to it, for example, or you want to add a stick of
What are you talking about?
no, because you know how just to slowly take my time eating the meal, ordering it
I'm lost. I'm
slow,
lost.
like eating eat, like I saw this observing people hanging out at this. Listen, at this Japanese restaurant, they don't order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all the meals come all at the same time.
Right.
It's like first they'll order one or two things, and then they're sort of halfway done about that. They'd have a couple of drinks, and then they order number 3, 4, 5, and then after that comes, and then they have another couple of drinks. They just take their time talking and eating, and then they'd order another 5, 6, 7 little things. Are you with me?
A little bit. So what's your point?
That's kind of how I feel like about like these slow immerse yourself kind of
Right, right.
movies where they're not like really rushing into it.
Yeah, yeah. That you know that they took their time and they're to get
Like
their point across.
no, I'm thinking in terms of again, Blade Runner 2042 with I forget the name of the actor. And then there's
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, and then there's I think his other movie Driver. And
Yeah,
then the one that I
yeah.
just mentioned a while ago, Dune. Also, these are like really slow. If I
You
was a teenager, wouldn't care about
wouldn't
kind of
care about it.
movies.
Yeah, yeah.
But now, maybe with like that example that I said about eating, it's like I like how it's just slow, but there's also so much to it. It's not slow,
Right.
boring, but it's just I don't want to be
You
rushed
run
into it.
with
There's
those
like a
kind of movies though, you run the risk of like not keeping the attention
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
your, you know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
It's not for everyone. But
No,
what I'm
no.
really appreciating about it is that there seems to be like a confidence about the pacing
Right, right.
that
It
you
makes
know
sense.
that there. But I want to circle back to what you were saying about how where we are now, and then the movie sort of explaining
Hmm.
everything, and then sort of ushering us moving forward.
It's like a
Give
continuous storytelling, you
Yeah, yeah.
know.
Give me another one.
Another one, another movie that's like that.
The Tom Cruise movie that you mentioned a while ago before they got married. What was that? Far
Oh,
and Away.
Far and
It's kind of
Away.
kind of
Right.
like that
It's
too,
it's
right?
something similar like that, where
Yeah,
the story is progressing as it goes and
yeah,
within time frames and whatnot, but
yeah,
it also backtracks or rewinds and tells a certain part from the past that
yeah,
would explain where they are at that particular scene. Does that
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense?
I hear you. What do you think about that? Is it that you like about it?
It's the continuous motion, the continuous storytelling, because
You feel like
it's
you're
it feels like it's explaining something in current scene from the that's
Mm,
in the past, basically. You know what I mean? It's
mm,
that
mm.
making sense. And to me, what I like about that is not only does it give a proper explanation to what's going on in that current scene, but it doesn't leave you hanging. But at the same time, it gives you enough to stick around to see what's going to happen next.
I was gonna say you're a big closure kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you need
Um
to have that closure.
I do. Just like that. Here's a perfect example. You watch that movie by Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. That's another perfect example of how that movie was made. That movie
Yeah,
is steady sailing,
yeah,
but in between, there's always scenes where it jumps back like a time lapse. But
yeah.
that time lapse explains what was going on in that current scene. Do you see what I'm saying?
Closure. Yeah. Oh,
Exactly. And then the best part is at the end of that movie, it explains everything. And when there's an actual proper ending, it's not just like, oh, yeah, so that's Forrest Gump.
right. Yeah, yeah. It's the closure,
Yeah.
which I got excited. Have you seen Closer?
Who's in there?
Natalie Portman and like
Oh,
three other
yeah.
actors. Yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
have
another
seen that.
example of a movie that I just love the pacing of that movie.
That I think now I understand what you're saying properly because that movie was a bit slow, but not
Yeah,
too slow, if
yeah,
that makes sense. And that
yeah,
was actually a good movie.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
actually that was interesting.
Love the pace. That's the thing. There's like again for you, it's the closure. It's the moving forward.
Mm,
It's like wrapping the story up in a nice little bow. For me, it's the movies that are that have that confidence to really like sink in, or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like they
Hey,
got these like really long out drawn shots that are just so uh, and I think Christopher Nolan is another example of somebody that does that a lot.
no,
although his
not at
move
all.
Although his movies are a little faster paced,
Exactly.
but yeah, but so there's this sense of confidence that I'm digging. It's the confidence for me
Mm.
again that I appreciate. You were saying?
Just to jump ship real quick. We can jump back in later for now. Going back, Will Smith. Where would you put him? No,
In
no,
the
no. This
dumpster.
this is besides the whole slapping thing. Okay, I'm not. I can't. I can't. I'm not even thinking about that to be honest with you. As an actor wise, with his movies, what he's done and whatnot.
No, definitely behind Tom Cruise side. Like I'd watch him for Will
Exactly.
Smith.
It's
Yeah,
just Will Smith, no matter what for me.
yeah,
I can't.
yeah,
I've been sitting here trying to compare as well. Like, what the hell
yeah,
did he do that make an impact? You know,
yeah.
in
I
regards to
mean,
the character.
even if I think of Pursuit of Happiness, I still think of Will Smith.
It's not even that for me. The movie that
Pursuit
really
of?
stuck out to me is that he did was that Bagger Vance,
Oh, I'm not familiar. Was
where
he
the
good?
golfer
Oh no.
with Matt Damon.
Oh no. I didn't. I'm not familiar
Yeah.
with that. What is it
Oh,
called?
the Legend of Bagger Vance.
Oh no, not familiar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
What about it?
it was a movie that it was kind of surreal watching it. No, no, I wouldn't say surreal actually. No, it was a good movie in the sense that it, you know what? Yeah, it's one of those closure movies as well.
Huh.
Yeah,
I'm putting it on my watch later list.
yeah. It's
Just the
it
trailers.
it's definitely one of those closure movies as well.
I'm not big on period pieces though.
Oh, you're not?
Kind of turns me off, yeah.
Why?
I mean, it's just personal preference, I guess. I like movies that are set in the present. Not anybody's fault, but it's like like And like, yes, we go to the movies to let go of reality and that kind of thing, but I kind of like reality movies. I mean, not reality shows, but basically movies that are either set in the present or all the way in the future.
Nothing with
I'm
the
just not
past.
I'm just not a period piece kind of guy. Although I loved like Downton Abbey, you know. Um, yeah, just thought I'd
What's it
throw that
called?
in there.
Is it Downtown Abbey?
Isn't it Dalton Abbey or something? Okay, let's just go with the Crown. It's easier to pronounce.
Even don't yeah, Downtown Abbey.
Downton. How do you
Oh,
spell it?
Downton.
Yeah, Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've never actually seen it. That's like
You've
such a
never
different.
seen
I've
you've
never
never
seen it.
seen
Yeah.
oh, so that's the problem.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, I know what it's about. I mean, I have a
mm,
general idea of
mm,
the kind of show it is. But for
mm.
you to just blurt it out, Downton Abbey, as opposed to everything else that you talked about, it's a big leap.
Just jumping on the period pieces. Yeah, and then there's also Titanic, I guess, but it's not like really.
You didn't
I
like
don't know what
Titanic.
else.
No, Titanic was like a groundbreaking movie. I put that in the similar aspect as what Saving Private Ryan. Like
Right.
that movie though, Saving Private Ryan, the beginning scene, the opening
Yeah.
scene. Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that movie in the movie theater, and I didn't
Me
want to
too.
see it at first, but my grandpa wanted to see it. My grandpa wanted to see it because he actually served in World War II, in the Philippines. But he had some American friends that were transferred over that apparently did the D-Day thing in Europe.
Mm.
And after that opening scene, where I remember this one scene that I looked at my grandfather after, I think it was Tom Hanks was sitting in the trenches and
Yeah.
holding his hand. He was shaking.
Right.
And I looked over to my right and looked at my lolo. I mean, he was in tears.
Mm.
He had tears coming down.
Wow. On the first scene, huh?
Yeah, that was just in the first scene. Yeah, and I was like, "Holy crap! What do I do? Do I?" And then I remember that after that, me and Lolo went to Lingnam, this
Mm.
Filipino noodle house in San Francisco,
Mm.
and that's when I asked him questions about, hey, about his experience with the Bataan Death March, the people that he knew, the war, and all that stuff. And I understood where that emotion came from eventually, where that tear came from after seeing that first scene in that
Mm.
movie. Yeah. It was kind of cool in a way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was part of the Death March.
Yeah. Bataan Death March. He was one of the
Wow.
soldiers that survived that march.
Galing.
I think we
That's
talked
nice.
about that before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but it's like I talked about myself, my story, my family, but
Ah,
like I feel like I feel like the personal sharing in this podcast is not like equal. I'm like sort of hogging it, and you're
no,
just
no. Yeah, he was that's how he got here to begin with,
yeah,
because
yeah. You told me that part.
yeah, so he ended up being part of the military, US military, assigned with the US military basically.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm, mm.
him fighting with the US military, he was given special privileges to be able to come here, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know. So
How did what was your reaction, or how did you feel about his story, telling you about what happened to him?
it's the way he said the story. He made it sound like I was really proud after hearing him say it. Tell me the story, because you know how storytellers, especially when it comes to story like that, they tend to not there's always an underlying lesson to be learned from it, from that experience. But when the
Mm.
way he told that story is it's all about the experience, the multiple emotion that goes through your body and your life during that moment, you know. And it's the way he conveyed the story, the way he shared it and whatnot, you know, the difference, the feeling that he was going through while he was at that march. He said, this is what he told me, okay? And I quote, he said, I didn't feel like I was losing hope, you know.
Mm.
He was just basically worried about home. That was it. So I'm like thinking to myself, you're not even sure if you're gonna live through this, and what you're thinking about is home.
Home being attacked, home
No,
being
like home, like
invaded.
how his wife is my grandma, I guess.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or I don't know if it's his wife or something about home. I'm assuming it's about my grandma,
Yeah.
but maybe not. If they're just okay, that's it.
And there, right there, folks, is the story of, it's happening here, but we're going back in time to explain how we got
Right.
here. Some kind
Anywho,
of
I think we're good for today.
closure. A quick thing on my experience watching Saving Private Ryan for the
Oh,
first time. I remember it was such a memorable experience because I was in the theater, but instead of me getting so involved in the first scene, I was getting distracted because I was like, are there bullets coming out of the walls? Because
that was
it
intense, though.
that
It
was the
was
first.
really intense.
Call me stupid, but I was uh it was the first time that I was watching a movie with, surround sound, like really good speakers, that kind of thing. And I was like,
Really?
are there bullets coming out of the walls?
Right, right, right,
I
right.
wasn't, I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was like, that's cool. And so, I was listening. The sound was really distracting for me the first few minutes because it was so good. Instead of it like letting me sink into the story right
Right.
away, like sink into the
It's
into
an
the
immersive experience.
into the screen right in front of me.
Right, right, right.
I think it was because I was sitting right beside the speakers or one of the speakers. I remember I was sitting in the back to the right,
Ah,
and I just remember I kept looking at the walls and the speakers, and then I was like, are these speakers built differently? Because you could hear, almost feel the choom, 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 the bullets whizzing over your head.
the pings of the bullets.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I knew I was watching a movie, but I was like, instead of looking at the screen, I was looking at the speakers or looking at the walls and see how they were. I remember back when I was a kid, watching Superman,
Hmm.
like as a class. It was a class activity for us elementary uh kids. Like I was like, what's behind the cloth back there? I always wanted to know what was going on back there. So
Right, right, right.
yes, I watched the movie, but at the same time I was like getting distracted. But like, how does the picture, oh, there's a project, oh, there's light, that's why it's dark. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always
yeah.
something
Yeah.
like going on in the back of my mind about
Right,
how
right.
things kind of work. But I'm not that kind of kid that would open up a radio to find out if there's an announcer inside. I wasn't that curious. But anyway, that was my Saving Private Ryan moment for you.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. I think
Woo.
we are good for the day. Uh man, we
Those
we
are
were
our
all over.
sentiments on movies. We
Yeah.
didn't we didn't talk anything about like European movies or foreign movies though. We'll save that up for another day.
Yeah. Yeah. We kind of got caught up in like how these actors are, like Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise, you know.
Yeah,
Is
it,
that
it
is
helps
kind of
to
interesting though,
it
you
helps to
know?
categorize these guys, just so that I can organize my ducks, so to speak.
Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys would enjoy this episode. Leave a comment, uh like, subscribe, check it out, youtube.com at the flip side with Jay Noel. Anyway, um another day, another dollar, another one in
And
the
let
till.
let us know if you're on the Tom Cruise side or you like to watch more of the Tom Hanks,
Tom
Leonardo
Hanks side.
DiCaprio type. Like,
Well, you know what? To end it off though, I'd like to say yes. I think I'm a Tom Hanks category guy watching movie
Mm,
wise, you know.
mm.
Well,
I'm
you know,
I'm I'm more for bang for my buck. I mean, yes, I appreciate the artistry. Yes, I appreciate the skill of acting, but like I said, I want to get my cheeseburger with cheese.
it's a
So
split for me, I think. I don't know
I'll
yet.
go I'll go with Tom Cruise. He's got the cheese. You know.
All right, guys. Well, this is the flip side with Jay and Noel. We'll catch you on the next episode. My name is Jay.
My name is Noel.
We'll catch you later.
On the flip side.
That was kind of like a reverse closing type thing.
What do you mean?
That didn't work out.